Give me 5 minutes here, man. I'm going to be done. 5 minutes. Steve Salante, he's a preacher on YouTube, Asian guy. Total politics, total Trump, and oh yeah, Trump got out of this impeachment. Now, boy, I'll tell you what, boom, like a rocket, man. This guy just takes off. That Trump is going to lead us into the great revival. Okay, there's going to be a great revival. Trump is going to lead us there. So in other words, what this guy is doing is he's got hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're all sucking this guy up, a false preacher, false teacher. Weren't we warned about these guys? He's telling people to dive into politics. Okay, that cesspool of evil that most of us should know about. uh, Dive in, wrap your mind all around that instead of God, because Trump is going to lead us to the promised land. Trump is, he's chosen by God. Okay? He's Jesus Jr. Might even be Jesus. Okay? Like Mary is now the mediator between God and man with the Catholics. Trump is now the mediator between man and God in America. Okay? This is what this guy really preaches. Talking that Trump is going to bring about the great revival. Let me explain something to you guys. I'm going to talk about the Great Revival. Number one, a lot of people think, because even these scholars that are so highly educated, they're putting out books about the Great Revival. Okay? Because they have no understanding. They have no eyes. They go to college. They go to college for 4 or 8 years, and they think they know it all, but they don't know anything. They're absolutely clueless. Okay? Let's start here. The Great Revival comes out of a scripture that talks about God pouring out his Spirit on men in the last days. Okay, now, what are the last days? One day to God is 1,000 years. So 2,000 years ago, Jesus was walking around. So basically, theoretically, that means 2 days ago to God, okay, Jesus was walking around. So literally, we're in the last days all the way from Jesus. Okay, 2,000 years ain't that long ago, believe it or not. So, once upon a time, guys, the Jews were the only ones who received the gift of salvation, the gift from God. Okay, now why was that back then? Who knows? Maybe the world was so wicked at that time, the days of Noah going on. So God only gave those gifts to a certain breed, whatever, chosen. Okay? But then the chosen started stabbing God in the back and doing what he said was wrong. So God poured his Spirit out upon all the Gentiles and all the men at that point. So from that day all the way up until now, the Gentiles have had the Spirit of God being poured out on them. So if you're a Christian right now and you're walking the 10 commands and you're following God and doing what you're supposed to be doing, God has been pouring his Spirit out on you. Okay, so you're eligible now. So this great revival has been going on for some time. It took place way back then. Okay? These days we're headed for God's wrath. It talks about the days of Noah. Okay, it talks about a great falling away, that even some of the elect that have the eyes to see God will even be led astray because of what Satan's doing, if possible. Okay, so this is what it's talking about, guys. Trump is not going to lead us into some great revival. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. And don't dive into politics. False teachers, false preachers, don't listen to this guy, man. I can't believe how corrupted it is. Anyway, one other thing I want to point out, the chip, the mark, everybody's going to take it. The countries are already doing it. China's doing it full scale. They're doing exactly what their government wants them to do. And that's going to go along with everybody else because, dude, they don't understand it. So they're going to pop this chip in there to buy or sell because they're going to crash the economy, do whatever they're going to do. And once that's in there, guys, what happens? End of story, end of game. So in other words, the world is going to be marrying and giving into marriage and doing what they're doing, living their lives. And then the chip's going to come in and they're going to pop that chip in. Boom, that's it. That's over. Okay, guys? So Trump is not leading you down the yellow brick road, down a straight path. He's not leading people to God. No way. Anyway, all right, I'm rambling on, but I think I might title this one False Preachers, False Teachers, Great Revival, Trump Deception. I don't know. I'll figure something out when I get in there. All right. Any comments below? Let me know. Peace out. Take care. God bless.